fans and pioneers. Today I'm going to show you a sort of a pre-soak to a great dog bath. So I'm going to mix together. I've got 2 Shar-Peis, if you don't already know, and during the summertime, if they're out in the sun too long or if they get really hot, they get what's called HotSpots on their skin because Shar-Peis don't have an undercoat of fur to keep them warm. And so if they lay out in the sun, obviously they're going to get sun damage and blisters and that kind of thing. And so you're constantly treating their skin issues. If they stay indoors and they're an apartment dog, you're probably not going to deal with hot spots too much unless you walk them too long. So I'm going to show you what I've always used before giving the dog a bath. And I always recommend that you talk to your veterinarian before you select dog shampoos, because sometimes your dog can have skin problems you're not aware of. And diets for dogs contribute to skin issues just like humans. Whatever you're ingesting in your GI, that's what it's going to come out in your skin. So I do use an oatmeal natural shampoo, and I get it at any of your local pet stores, and I also have a medical blend of that through my local veterinarian. So depends on how severe what's going on with them, depends on what shampoo I use. But first part of the summer, typically they get a bath, whether I take them to the groomer or I give them a bath, and then the end of the summer, because with no undercoating of fur, they sweat like a human. So it's not fun to smell when they're coming in out from outside. And if you have a dog that, if you walk them or if they're outside for a long period of time and they come in and they smell, they have a body odor, this is really going to help curb that. So it doesn't eliminate anything, but it'll help curb it for sure. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start with coconut oil. And I'm going to do the measurements here per dog because some people have only one dog. But if you wanted to double the recipe, and I would always recommend that you measure it per dog, like have a container per dog, because you don't want to over-induce or have too many ingredients and will cause even more irritation on their skin. So I'm going to put the coconut oil, and it's about a cup, if not 3/4 of a cup of coconut oil. And you're going to want I use organic, but if just regular old coconut oil is what you have, you can start with that, but I recommend organic just because of the way they process it. And you want the best, stuff going on your dog. For sure, this will decrease vet bills for skin issues, and it makes their skin feel really, really soft, and maybe less scratching. It just depends. I've had them scratch less, and then it's never more. It's usually the same. So, and I've never battled fleas with any dog I've ever owned, and maybe it's because of this, I don't know, but I've never battled any flea problems with a dog. So, okay, so the more you stir up the coconut oil, the more it's gonna, loosen up and kind of melt, because it's hitting something warm, obviously. And if you get this on you, no big deal. I mean, this is like lotion. Coconut oil is great for you. So then I'm gonna take a 1/2 cup of measurement, and I'm just gonna use plain old baking soda. I'm gonna do a 1/2 cup of baking soda, and this is just good old, Arm & Hammer baking soda. So we're making sort of like a rub or a lotion or, a paste. We're just mixing the two together. Baking soda is going to really help with odor, and it's going to soften their skin. And if your dog has fleas or ticks, they hate baking soda. The ticks and the fleas hate it. It doesn't necessarily kill them, but they really don't like it to bite into it or to have it on the dog where they're living. So maybe it's a repellent. I don't know. I don't know what you'd call that, but. So this is looking like a frosting, really. And I'm using just basic, kitchen ingredients. This isn't something you have to buy special. If you're using coconut oil in your diet or with any kind of organics, this is stuff you already have. And you're saying, well, the coconut oil is going to leave my dog oily. No, it really doesn't. Coconut oil absorbs in your skin over time. So you're not going to have an oily dog. They actually love it. It doesn't cause them to lick more or anything like that. It's soothing. Coconut oil is a antifungal and antibacteria, so it really helps the dog. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to add a few drops of tea tree oil. You don't want too much of this because it's an antiseptic and it'll burn if they have any kind of open wound. So we're just going to do a little tiny bit. I maybe put 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we're just going to mix it up. This is ingredients that are not found in the shampoo that I use. And you're saying, well, that's a lot. That's a lot to rub on a dog. But when you're out there fighting the dog to bathe them, or you're struggling with it to get it in the right position, you'll really regret not having this amount because they're usually fussing with you. They don't know what you're putting on them. They don't have a good memory. So every time I do this from year to year, they don't really know what you're doing. This is not something you want to rub on your dog every day without bathing them. This is a pre-rub for a dog bath. So just remember that. Okay. All right. Now, I would stay away from any other essential oils like lavender or anything like that because you don't know how your dog's skin's going to react. And the only real way to test an essential oil on a dog is to take a Q-tip, put a little bit on a Q-tip, and put it in between their toes. And if they're licking it or it becomes inflamed or red, you know you can't use it on your dog. So I would stay away from any other essential oils. I use tea tree because it's an antiseptic and it's an all-natural ingredient and something that's safe to put on a dog. Okay. Wash my hands. And I usually go ahead and I mix up 2 different batches because it saves me from stopping and having to come in and redo it again. So I'm going to go ahead and make another batch, and then I'm going to either combine it with this one or I'll have it in a separate container either way. So we'll be back and I'll show you how I apply it to my dog, and then you can take it from there. In my hands like this, and I start with the undercarriage of the dog. So I'm just rubbing it on all the areas where I think he's got hot spots or chewed or just as like you were giving your dog a lotion, lotion rub down. And you can see on his front paws, he's got red hot spots on the front of his paws. So all I'm doing is just coating them with this coconut mixture. Okay, now we're going to put him in the bag. This way. So whatever's on the dog's undercarriage is going to just liquefy in the water. So then what we do is I'm going to take a little bit of shampoo washing him down. I think I've got all the soap off of him, and just checking. He's blind, so he knows he's taking a bath, but he's not real excited to get it next to his face. So all I'm going to do is, in this water is baking soda, coconut oil, and a little bit of soap that's been diluted, and I'm going to wipe his face. Rub a little bit of his ears. I clean his ears with peroxide mostly, but we're going to wipe him real good. He's a good boy. And I'm gonna release him, and you might watch the camera lens, Bill, because he'll get it wet.
Yep.
Ready? Okay, go dry. Go dry. And I'm going to dump this water and we're going to start over. You never want to use the same water for dogs, especially with hot spots or open wounds, because there might be a bacterial infection in here and you're going to reinfect another dog. So. Real good. I'm going to get some for that. Okay, last dog. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you'll try this for your dog. It's really good for them. And if anybody has stinky dogs that they take in and out of their house, just give this a try. Or contact your vet and ask him if it's okay to use. Everybody have a great day.